Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. This week, I wanted to answer a question that I hear quite often where people will say, Elizabeth, I have this experience in my life, or I went through this thing, or I learned how to do such and such. And everyone is telling me that I should write a book about it. So, should I write a book about it? And I immediately turn the question around on them and I ask, well, I don't know. Should you? Because this is where we come back to the whole what is your why aspect of writing and publishing a book. One of the worst things that we do collectively in this world, well, we do it individually, but since we all do it, I guess we do it collectively, is we do things because other people tell us that we should. And it's super dangerous because they're telling us that we should. So then all of a sudden we believe that we should. So we go and we do the thing, but we don't have a plan because we don't know why we're doing it. And if we don't know why we're doing it, it's really hard to have expectations for how we want it to end. And then it will inevitably end up a certain way. And more often than not, then we find ourselves confused or angry or frustrated or sad and or blaming the person or people who said you should do this. And I remember a great analogy for it, even though it has nothing to do with writing books, is when I first became a parent and people would say, oh, you should really, really join a mom's group. And I did. And I ended up in a great moms group. But at first I joined the one that, because everyone was just like, you should do this. And I didn't know I never asked myself, well, why do I want to join a mom's group? What am I looking for? And therefore, where do I want to seek that out? So I joined a group with people who were lovely, but didn't have the same lifestyle as I did, didn't have the same likes as I did, didn't have a Starbucks addiction, whatever the case may be. And so I'd come home and I'd feel burned out and sad and kind of lonely because I felt like I was doing this thing that everybody told me that I should do, but I didn't feel like it was benefiting me. In fact, I felt like it was doing the exact opposite. So when people say to me that a bunch of people have told them that they should do anything, whether it's write a book or join a group or go to Bali or whatever, I always ask, well, should you? Like, why should you? Do you want to? What do you want to do? And when it comes to writing a book, the question is, do you want to tell your story on a public scale? Because if you don't, then you can write that story for yourself. You can just keep it in your brain for yourself. You can tell your friends and family. But there's nothing in this world that says that you should write your story down for the masses unless you feel and know in your heart that you should, that's something that's on your heart, that's something that's in your path going forward, is to share your story, to share your message, to share your journey. So if people are saying to you, you should write a book, think about it, but make sure before you make the decision to go ahead and do it that you're doing it for the right reasons. And the right reasons are not simply that someone else told you that you should. If they fan the flame, if they create the spark that then becomes the fire that burns within you, where this is something that you want to do, that's different and that's great and beautiful. And I've had that happen to me before. But if the driving force behind you writing a book consistently is simply that other people are telling you that you should, then I'm going to ask you to revisit that and make sure that in the end, the primary reason that you're doing it and the primary person for whom you're doing it is yourself and nobody else.